Okay, so this one is going to be a little long. So what we're going to do, we're going to set up the workflow for our order form. So what we want to do is click on create workflow, start from scratch. And so start from scratch is going to bring up the workflow, and whatever warning it has here, just say got it. Read it though and say got it. And so what I'm gonna name this is I always name everything Saas so I can separate it from any other product. So Saas, but I'm gonna say fulfillment. You can name it what you want to name it. Um, I'm gonna name it fulfillment workflow. Now, first thing we want to do is add our trigger. So the trigger is going to be that an order was submitted. So type order, and you're going to get these options. We want to select order submitted. And when we select order submitted, we want to filter it out. So when we click on add filters, it's going to bring up the first filter. Click on select. Select the global product, not the product in the funnel, the global product, because what happens is no matter where you put this product, it's going to fire off this workflow. So we're going to say global product, we're going to say is, and we're going to select this 97 propran test product, right? And so I always change my name and say SAS order submitted. And then I'm going to save that trigger, and I'm going to save in the top right hand corner. And so now this is going to fire off when that global product is submitted. So the next thing you want to do, and you need to think about what you want to do. So for me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tag them, right? So I'm going to add a contact tag because they're now a customer. So whatever that tag is, you're going to tag them customer. I'm going to say add tag customer, and make sure your naming conventions make sense to you and it makes sense to your business. I'm being real general right now, but make sure that your tags make sense, because customer, I would technically say SaaS customer, because what if I have coaching later? Is it a coaching customer? Is it a SaaS customer? Just make sure it makes sense for you. The next thing that I would do, I send user agreements. So I would send them the user agreement next and say send agreement. But what you want to do is notify your team and notify your staff to create this account because this order was submitted. So you're going to do an internal notification. And so you're going to set up an internal notification, whatever that notification looks like, whether it's email, text, whatever that looks like. So I'm going to say new SaaS customer. Ooh. I'm going to say new SaaS customer, and then I'm going to give instructions. Create customers. Whoops. Sub account. Add customer as user. And so um whatever your task are that they need to do, put them here. Now, I'm going to say customers information. And then I'm going to put their information. So I'm going to use the custom values. I'm going to click on this label. I'm going to go up here to contact because that's the customer's information. So contact. So full name, and I'm going to type out full name just so it's neat and it looks right. Then I'm going to type out phone number, and I'm going to grab their phone. I'm going to put email, And then I'm going to grab their email. I'm going to put company name and put their company name. Now, any other things that you've collected, you put here for custom fields, right? So I collect on an onboarding form a lot of other information. I want their EIN, I want all of those different things. I collect those things. So I would list all of that here so they can set the account up. Um, and so now we want to say new Saas customer, right? Whatever that is. And then you have to put the user type, right? So if it's a particular user that gets this, then put particular user. And then when you do that, you're able to select multiple people, right? And so I would select the multiple people. And now these users will get an email whenever someone purchases. So we're going to hit save action and then we're going to hit save. And so at the most, that's what you need to do to notify your team. I would continue to remind them of this. I also have this going to Slack. So I just take this same notification, I just copy it, and then I say send to Slack. And again, Slack is a premium action that you will be charged for. So just know if you set that up, you'll be charged. So what I do is send a notification to Slack. I select the account and then I send it to the channel. Now you see you can send a direct message to a particular user, you can send it to a private channel, you can send it to a public channel. You have all these options. And so when you click on private channel, then it just gives you the options, right? And so what I do, I can do that and then I just paste the information from in here and I put it in there, and then it sends a Slack channel as well. And then I have SOPs on the Slack channel where they're supposed to respond within a certain amount of time, and then they're supposed to, comment that they've gotten the Slack notification. Okay, so that's how you would set up the fulfillment part of this. Also, what you want to do is set up your onboarding that sends to the customer, right? And so the customer needs to get an email because they're not going to get that fulfillment email that they would with Saas Configurator. So you need to send them an email. And I think the great thing to do is to send them an email saying, hey, we're working on setting up your account. In the meantime, before we can set up your account, we need you to complete this information. And that's kind of what I would do. And I would give them a form to complete that has the EIN information on it, their business, their logo, all of the information that you would need to set up the business profile. I would ask for that and then just have your team or yourself, you just set that initial information up and then add them as a user to their account. Because then once you do that, now they're able to get the information. They're able to get logged into their account, but it's a great stall out to say, complete this information while we're doing your account. But this is going to happen immediately after they submit. So this is happening in the background, the account setup, and then they're filling out information as well. So it doesn't look so much like a huge stall out for them because it appears that you're waiting on them to submit information in. Now, I'm all huge for reminders, so I'm definitely would set up reminders for this to continue to remind the team that the account they need to set the account up. Also, I will continue to remind the customer to complete the form until the form is completed. So if you need to know how to do that, you have to go to the workflow section of the program, and it'll show you how to create workflows and reminders for forms. And so this is just the basic of what you need on the 297 plan to be able to set up fulfillment.